DNS is one of the key infrastructure pieces of the web. It's something we use every single day. It does the resolution of the name we can remember, such as www.google.com, to the Internet Protocol number, which is how machines are found in the web. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that resolution is made. So let's go ahead and start with a machine, let's say a laptop at your desk. And that laptop is in fact typing that address. This is something most of us do every day, type the www.google.com resolution. The first thing that machine would do is it would look within its cache, first within the browser, second within the machine configuration. And if it doesn't have it, most machines are configured for a DNS for their organization. If you happen to be at home, that would typically be your IP. Here within MIT, that DNS would be a specific address, which is 18.72.0.3, which our machine would know to go to start the resolution for that name. This would be the DNS server, 18.72.0.3, and our machine would pose the question, what is the address for www.google.com? And the DNS server, if it hadn't seen this before, would then relay this question to the root server of the web. This is the topmost in the hierarchy of DNS, in the hierarchy of domain name servers within the web. That is denoted by a dot, and this is the root server of the web. This happens to be one of the IPs for one of the root servers on the web. That's 203.230.10. And it would ask the same question. It would ask, do you know the address for Google, www.google.com? Now, the root server would respond, would not know the IP, but it would know the IP address of the COM server, of the top level domain servers. So it would reply with COM, the address for that, and this happens to be one of the top level domains for the COM servers. And so this would be GTLD. This happens to be a real server. .net, and the IP, the most important part, is 192.42.93.30. Now that would take us, or we could use that to go to that server. So it's 192.93.30, and this would be the COM servers. And we could then ask the question again, do you know the IP for google.com? Now this server would not know the IP either, but it would know the authoritative name server for google.com, and so it would reply with that information. Now this server would know about all of the Google servers under google.com, say mail.google.com, movies.google.com, and so on. And so this happens to be called ns1.google.com. And the IP for that is 216.239.32.10. And then we would repeat the process, but now going to the authoritative server. So this is now google.com, and the IP for this was 216.239.32.10. Now we would pose the question again, do you know about www.google.com? And in this case, since this is the master, if you would, the authoritative name server for google.com, as we just mentioned, it knows about all of the servers below it, so it would know the name, and it would return with the IP for www. So in this case, it happens to be 173.194.43.112. and it would come back to the DNS that started the request or that's been coordinating the request. And this would pass it back then to the browser. So it would be 173.194.43.112. Now, if all of this seems overly complicated and a lot of hierarchy, don't worry. This has been going on for a long time. It works very well. And it's also very, very quick. It happens under the blink of an eye. So you wouldn't see it, but next time you type an address into your browser, enjoy understanding and the knowledge that goes behind the name resolution. Now to close off here, I'm going to go ahead and show you a demo of doing this resolution using a tool on my terminal window, and you can see there that I'm doing a trace on www.google.com. I'm going to go ahead and hit return. You can see how fast that happened. If I go back to the top, you can see there that I'm going all the way to the root servers of the web. I then go to the top level domains, and finally I get to the authoritative service from Google and the actual IP of google.com. So go ahead and enjoy. Next time you type the address of understanding what happens behind the scenes.